Hi guys, well, England just won against Switzerland. We won on penalties, so I was just waiting for that to finish. Whilst the game was on, the package arrived, so I'm hoping this is the watch I've been waiting for. I'm pretty sure it is. So hopefully this is going to be the unboxing of a Pagani design GMT Pepsi. So without further ado, let's rip into it. Okay, so here's the box, and this came pretty quickly. Things I've been buying from AliExpress lately have got here within a couple of weeks. I'm trying to think how long this took. I think this was just maybe 8 days. I think this took to get here. Not bad. In fact, I bought a watch from eBay, a vintage watch from England, and that hasn't arrived. This thing's arrived before the vintage watch, which I'm in a bit of a dispute about at the moment. They've not got back to me, so I reckon I'll be getting a refund on that. I've got my worst knife out again. What is going on here? Yeah, I recognise the blue box. This is definitely the watch. Now, this is a watch I've always fancied. Out of all the Rolexes, the one I always had my kind of eye on, which I'm sure I'll never be able to afford one, and very hard to get hold of new anyway, is the GMT Pepsi with a Jubilee strap. So when I saw this come up on sale, I think I paid something like £55 for this. It was reduced, maybe it was a little bit more, somewhere, yeah, £55 to £60, something like that. It had been reduced. So this is the GMT, and it should have the Nh34A or 6 movement, that their GMT movement. So a nice blue Pagani box with a magnet side. I'm not going to take too much longer because we're about 7:45 in the evening now after the football. So I'm losing light. We've got a cloth, and straight away I can see the watch. So slight feeling of excitement now. Let's zoom in that, or focus I should say. I can see the thing's running, which is nice to see. Screw-in links, we've got a little screwdriver there for that. Okay, let's just set the watch down for a second. I'm gonna put the watch down on my placemat. A little bit softer than putting it straight onto the glass. Let's just see what we got in the box. So with the box, we have a tag, and we've got the user manual, and the guarantee card. I think that's it. Yeah, nice little box, nice, well packaged. It's got quite nice quality to it. We'll just pop those back for now. And let's have a look at the watch itself. Take the little foam insert out. Now I'm looking at the bezel because they said the bezel is ceramic. And looking at this, I'm not sure. I think that could be aluminium. Although I'm not sure. Yeah, it's probably got some plastic on it. It could well be. It could well be ceramic bezel. Slightly hard to tell. So we've got a lot of plastic on here to take off. So I'll do that and I'll come back. Okay, so I've got all the plastic off. Did have a bit of a problem getting the blue plastic off of this crown. It's a bit ironic to actually get the blue plastic off. I had to use the tip of that knife. Just couldn't get it off with my fingernail. But I've pretty much carefully got it all off. You can probably see there's a small, I think, spot left that I still need to get off. That's pretty much it. I think the bezel is ceramic. I've looked at it in the sunshine a little bit more, the little bit left we got. I'm not 100% sure, but it was advertised that it was ceramic. But it's got a bit of a metallic look to it, so I'm still not sure. The jury's out on that. I think it's ceramic, I'm not 100% sure, but it looks pretty nice. It's got a nice bezel click, which isn't overly tight. That's nice and easy to turn. It's only one direction. We've got a screw down crown. I've never had a GMT, so this is all a bit new to me. So we can turn the hand, set the time. It's got a very good magnifying glass for the date. That is magnifying it quite nicely. I can find that's the wind. I can feel the wind there, which is nice and smooth. It's not gritty or anything like that. It feels very nice and smooth. So another click out. Okay, so that's the GMT hand. So the GMT hand, if you don't know what that is, that's so you can also see the time of a different country, a different time zone. So for instance, if you want to know what the time is in New York, you set it 5 hours behind GMT. And once you set that arrow, so if we're 8 o'clock at the moment, you set that at 3 o'clock. And that will then keep time with the hour hand as it goes around. So you could always see what time it was in New York, for instance. So I'll move that across a bit because I want to set the day itself. So let's have a look. So it's out. Oh, so okay. So the GMT, you turn the winder right clockwise, and for the date, anti-clockwise on the crown. So we're the 6th today, and it's now just before 8. And you can see there's a little seal there on the screw-in crown to give it that water resistance, which is saying on the dial is 100 meters, which is more than enough for swimming. Probably you could do some snorkeling. I don't think you're going to go proper diving with it, but it's certainly good for most water-based applications. So we'll press that down and hopefully screw that in, and that's screwed in nicely. There was no fumbling there. Now I haven't sized this yet, we'll do that in a second. We've got brushed stainless steel case on the lugs, and then we've got mirror polish on the sides of the case. And you have a Jubilee strap which has highly polished centre links with brushed stainless outer links. And as I said, this is a Jubilee strap. There's a bit of movement, but you expect that. And the problem with these Jubilee straps is they do tend to stretch a little bit more than the Oyster style straps. So these Jubilee style straps, they look, I think, really good with this Pepsi GMT. That's why I chose this strap over the Oyster style strap. That's going to be too big for me, but having a look at the clasp. Oh, so also we have an exhibition back, so you can see that movement. And that is the Nh34A, which, sorry, I'll put that into the camera for you. I was just reading that myself and not looking at what was going on in the camera. Let's see if I can zoom that in. So if you look at the rotor there, you can see Nh34A. So that's the movement I wanted. It's probably going to be more superior to the other movement that they put in there for the cheaper watches. And that's, I was looking for this watch for a long time with that movement, but it was always a little bit out of my price range. So when I saw this on sale for under £60, I had to go for it. And ironically, I was just talking about this in my last video, that when I find this watch, I might go for it if I can find it with the NH movement, because I want the reliability of that. And I looked on AliExpress and it was on sale. So that was just a good bit of luck. And that is a beautiful looking watch. Okay, let's put it on my wrist. Just bear with me. Just got a swatch on, Swatch Irony on at the moment. Bought that from eBay for about £12 a few weeks ago. Nice little watch. You can see you've got the Pagani design logo, polished stainless steel outer, nice little click. And that's before I take the links out. So to take the links out, this should be pretty straightforward. And they've even provided me with a little screwdriver. I've got plenty of screwdrivers, but let's use the one they provided me with. And there's going to be some micro adjustment on here as well, which will be here. You can usually click this up, I think, and it's very stiff. Like that. And that gives you an extension just there. And then you can fold that back in and it clicks back into the pin. Like that. You can hear quite a big click. There's also a couple of locations there, but I know from experience this is very, very difficult to move this across. You need to do it with some kind of thread. Spring bar tools won't do it. So I'm hoping I'll take some links out of this, and I'm hoping that will be good. A good fit. So let's have a look. Now I won't show you the whole process, but I'll just show you if I take one link out. As you can see, you've got the flathead screwdriver, flathead screws there. So being very careful not to scratch the links. And it all depends on how well machined your screwdriver is. Now the one they've given me with it, I'm not sure if it's machined that well. Let me just concentrate here a second. No, it's okay. You've got to be pretty firm with it. They're quite tight. Yeah, I don't really like that. That screwdriver may be okay. I'm going to get one of my screwdrivers out. I'm using one of my screwdrivers. And this one is quite stiff, but it's starting to unscrew. And the cut at the top of the screwdriver, the actual screw, sorry, I could see isn't, well, it seems, maybe it's just me, it's okay, but I was a little bit worried it was going to jump. I wasn't sure if it had been finished very well, that the actual screwdriver would catch and turn it. It was a bit touch and go. I had to put lots of downward pressure on there, but we've got one out now. So you take that out. I'm going to take two out on one side and one out on the other. That might hopefully do it. Yeah, this screwdriver is a lot better than the one that they provided. I think I would have really struggled with that one. And I'd probably ended up burring the end of the screw and probably scratching the link, which we don't want to do, if possible. So let's take that out. And we'll join those back together. The Jubilee straps are always a little bit more fiddly because of all the little links than other styles of strap, I find. So I was kind of dreading doing this because I knew it could be a bit of a problem. Just trying to push those in, but it's a lot better than the Invicta one, which had push-in pins on my Invicta Pro Diver. There's a Jubilee style strap, but it had push pins and they were so tight. That was an absolute nightmare to do that. I pretty much mullered the strap trying to get a couple out. So I'm glad this has got screw pins, which is a lot better. All watches should have screw in pins. These push pins are not good. You can see how easy that is just to screw that back in. Now I'm going to take one out the other side. I'm going to attempt to take one out the other side. Let's hope this, yeah, is this turning? Nope. So I've got to push down. I'm pushing down pretty hard now. Otherwise it's going to jump. Yeah, that's turning it. And that's why these screwdrivers that you can get your finger on the top of. Usually the little wheel at the top turns. This one isn't. I've got others that do, but this one isn't. But at least I can apply pressure to the top of the screwdriver, which is good. Okay, that's turning. I may need to take another link out, but I think I'll try 3, see how it is. And if I need to take another link out, I will. I've got 6.5 inch wrist. So I always need to take a few links out of these watch straps. I'm just squeezing all the links together so they fit together and line up, so the pin will... This is a problem with this, it's a bit fiddly to say the least. They all want to move around at the same time. Okay, got that. Let's drop one back in. So push the pin home, and then you're just screwing it in that last bit. Okay, let's see what we've got. Yeah, it's still too big. Okay, I'll take a couple more out and come. Just taking 2 more out. I'm putting this last screw back in. Obviously the screws only go in one way. They have to go in the way they came out because the thread's at the bottom, not at the top. Letting that drop down. Getting all the links lined up so the screw drops right through all the holes. I might find this is too tight now. With a Jubilee, you always end up taking out more links because they're kind of smaller. Okay, no, I think we're pretty much there. I need the bracelet to be a little bit loose because when my wrist warms up, it swells up. So I never want it too tight, especially when I'm not hot. That feels... These Jubilee straps are a little bit jangly anyway. If I need to take out another link, I will, but I think that's about it. So there you go. If it's anything like my Pagani Air King homage, it should have about a 70-hour power reserve on this. Now, is that a ceramic bezel or is that an aluminium one? Whatever it is, it looks pretty good. Or very good. We have sapphire glass. I think for under £60, it really does look the business. What do you guys think? Considering the watch that it's basically copying, you're not going to find for less than, I don't know, 12,000 is it? And you can't even buy one brand new. You've got to be on a waiting list. To pick one up brand new is going to be a lot more. So this is a good way of getting into something very similar and looks cracking. Got a very nice black dial there. The red GMT hand. The lollipop second hand going around. Well, I'm going to enjoy wearing this now. And this probably will be my daily watch. I treated myself to this. I've been after it for a long time. I saw that in a sale, thought I'd go for it. I have to say, I'm very happy. Another thing I'll mention is on the Pagani Air King homage, the strap was a little bit sharp and I had to use some wet and dry to knock off the sharp edges on the back end. On this, I can immediately feel it's okay. So I think this is a better finished machined strap. The clasp is nice and easy to take off. I've got very short fingernails here, so it's not the clasp's fault. I just couldn't get my fingernail into that to open it quickly. Yeah, it doesn't feel overly sharp on these leading edges. I wouldn't say it's the smoothest feeling, but it's certainly a lot better than the other strap was. I don't think I'm going to have to do anything with that. That feels fine. If it does start to feel sharp on my wrist, then I will run a bit of wet and dry along that edge very carefully. But I think it's all right. I don't think I'm going to bother. Well, guys, thanks for watching. That's been a very successful late afternoon evening with winning the football. We're now in the semi-finals. And my watch arrived. And I managed to squeeze in a video. Yeah, it's all smudged up now where I've been holding it. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching. Take care.